Musk Neuralink begins trials on humans with new brain implant. Elon Musk founded Neuralink in July 2016, and since then, the tech billionaire has continued to tease us about the company's brain implant chip, which according to him can fix all brain issues.
It can interface basically anywhere in your brain. So it could be something that helps cure, say, eyesight, give you returns your eyesight, even if you've lost your optic nerve type of thing.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Hearing, obviously. Pretty much anything that it could, in principle, fix almost anything that is wrong with the brain.
It has been tested on animals in recent times. However, it appears that human trials of this innovative product are upon us already. But how soon is it? Let's find out.
Shalom, shalom, kalo, yabashima, shai barakakadash. Yabashima, shai bashima, kakadash, brakatham. Double honors our apostles who are elders rule well, which are of GMS. Blessings and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. Just Rob and for the Nebraska camp, just as GMS push to the mark, and we're going to get straight into it, May the Most High sup with us on this lesson, man. And we're going to go into Revelations 13 and 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, which is 666. Okay. It's been broken down that it's the barcode or the scanning system. There's a lot of rhetoric, but let's see here. I'm just getting this precept, Ezekiel 2 and 5, and says, "And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house." Okay, it's talking about our people mainly. "Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them," because Satan is always going to lie. Says he came to steal, kill, and he abode not in the truth, right? So us as prophets, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of which are the Israelites, we are sent unto the flock of Israel. Okay, even within Ezekiel, the Lord say He sent us to Israel. Okay, He ain't sent it. We're out here for the whole world, but we're not sent to prophesy or preach redemption to anybody but Israel. Okay. We're sent to the whole world as a warning. We're blowing the horn. We're letting Esau and the heathens know what the future holds. And we're here to also let our people know what the future holds. But the message, the outcome is different. Okay? I'm not saying all that to say that, we're under a situation of conspiracy to where they're even using that to demonize other people, misinformation, labeling you a threat to society in some type of fashion, but at the end of the day, these prophecies are coming to pass. At the end of the day, the Lord's will is going to come to pass. And, it's almost like a who's laughing now, even with the revelation. We have to be strategic on how we bring it out. You have to almost read it verbatim, and you can't insinuate the breakdown because they're going to block the information, because YouTube is trash, man. Along with the metaverse and all this other foolishness in media, but at the end of the day, we got to prophesy and push this truth out the best way we can. But as you see in this post-production, that, it was once I'm going to get slack and just rewind it a little bit. It's seen in post-production that, Elon Musk is creating a brain chip, okay? The apostles been saying a long time ago. We've been saying it a long time ago. Other people like Alex Jones, which they, within court, had a case to demonize his voice, been saying and going over this this mark of the beast. And it is clear as day what it is, okay? This is a new transaction, and it's not only a transaction system, but it is a governing system, okay? Because the word, go back to Chi Psi stigma, okay? And also going back to the word six in the Hebrew, I always like to reference that the Hebrew letters are associated with numbers. And I believe the word sa, or Salakia, let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, Salakia, so I got the, had to go back to the site just to make sure. Once you go to, there's a site called the Ancient Hebrew Alphabet, okay? And within the Ancient Hebrew Alphabet, you would see the pictographs, because contrary to popular belief, we did use pictographs. It's just that the Egyptians were the ones who are notated and recorded to be the people who did it, okay, or there's evidence, all right? But the early Hebrew is a circle with an X, which the letter is pronounced ta, all right? Because a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, cha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, ta, right? It's the Hebrew alphabet, and that word ta, it in the Paleo, it's a circle with an X. In the modern, it's a circle with an open hole in it, okay? And that open hole is representative of a snake, okay? And the Paleo is representative of a branding iron, okay? But we're gonna go into the history reconstruction. It says the original pictograph for this letter, container made of a wicker or clay. Containers were a very important item among the nomadic Hebrews. They were used for storing grains, tools, foods, housewares, and other items. Wicker baskets were used as nets for catching fish. The meaning of this letter or basket contains store and clay. The 22nd letter of the Hebrew alphabet is ta, is a tav with a T sound. It is unlikely that the original Hebrew had two letters with the same sound. When Greeks adopted the Hebrew alphabet, this letter became the Greek theta. It is likely that the original sound for this letter is the th sound, all right, and adopted by the Greeks. The modern Hebrew letter for this name is tet, but probably originally pronounced thet, which means mud or clay, materials used to make baskets, okay? It says the early Semitic letter remained unchanged in the Middle Semitic script, became, it looks like an M, or late Semitic script. The late Semitic became theta in the Greek alphabet. The modern Hebrew ta and our number 6, okay? And they keep referencing the wicker basket, okay? Keep referencing the wicker basket. Once you dig into this letter, because through the spirit, a long time ago, I was doing videos on this. I forget which page I had. And it, intrigued me to say, well, okay, this letter ta is where the letter 6 stems from. Okay, so we're gonna carry on with this. So, I wish I could find the old video of it, but I wanted to get this. I went to the Asian Beacon a site that I found where I've seen the pictographs and everything, the progression, because just like the word Rai, Rai can mean neighbor, like Rayum, neighbors, or it can mean evils. Okay, so it depends on the context that it's used in, which this is what they're implementing or implicating towards the Hebrew letter of Ta, which Tawab, Tawab, which means good. It can go to good and it could be evil depending on the context. So when you go to the word, they say Tet, the Hebrew alphabet. It says the evolution of Tet is pretty much Ta. Prior to the Babylonian invasion, the script used was Paleo-Hebrew, just like the pictographs of Egyptian hieroglyphs. So this is why I say that, because a lot of, I know I'm all over the place, but I just want to kind of go into this, and the significance of the mark, because even when you look at the paleo of the branding, it says a basket, a wicker basket, but that's also a branding iron. I wish I could find where I found that at, but I don't want to digress too far without the evidence. But it says, but after 70 years of the Babylonian captivity, the script changed to the square form, the shape of Hebrew letters until now. It says Ta is a good example of this evolution. We see a coiled snake in a basket in Paleo-Hebrew, a coiled snake in a basket in the Paleo-Hebrew. That means, you pretty much captured things of that nature. And a somewhat awakened snake in the square script poised to strike. Thus, Ta has both a passive and an active meaning, one of its surrounding presence and the other of a menacing one. When it refers to the Most High, like the word Tav or Tawa, is good. It is a benign, but more often it speaks of the presence of the evil one, Satan, in the guise of a serpent. There is father. Tet implies, or Ta implies, a choice. Choose you and live, choose evil and die. Let us always have your good and godly wisdom to choose who we shall serve. So they said that within that, and then it said the letter Ta is the ninth letter of the alphabet, having a numeric value of 9. The pictograph for Ta looks like a snake coiled inside of a basket, whereas the classical Hebrew script is constructed of 2 preceding letters, Wa and Zah, also joined, somewhat resembling a snake. Okay, so this is where the letter 6 comes from. The number 6 comes from, as you can see, so. And then when you, like I said, if you look at early Hebrew, and I'm going to see if I could find the early Hebrew for Ta and see what I can find on there, and see if I could find any pictures to prove that not only is that representative of a basket or a wicker basket, but it's actually representative of a branding iron. And what I'm trying to allude to is that this mark of the beast is not only a mark that goes into, it's a charagma, all right, which is the MOTB, which is the RFID chip, and they're pretty much, through Elon Musk, is showing that this technology is here and it's ready to go, and it's an implantable device within your hand or your forehead. Okay, so they already showed the hand, now they're showing the head. Okay, and chip in the head, and they say, okay, it can help you see colors that you haven't seen, because guess what? You're submitting to, when you take this, you're submitting to Esau. You're submitting to Esau because they're the ones that's orchestrating this technology, but you're submitting to Satan himself to receive these miracles and marvels, okay? To be able to have your money, to live or die, to see colors, to be healed, to be able to walk, instead of having to rely on the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So this implantable device is more than just a convenience. This is a situation of ownership that is taking place, because once you take this RFID chip, you know, let's go into let's see here. This is one of the things that, you know, we're going to go to Revelation 19:20. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. All right. There's never anything good in the reception of it. Revelation 16:2. And the first went out and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had received the mark, which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which had worshipped his image. Okay, and all this, it makes sense. Okay, talking about it's an embargo or it's religion, you can get up out of it. Jake get out of religion all the time. All right, but to tell somebody to like, even right now, you can believe in American way. You can have a day where you don't believe in America and you do believe in America, which is the image of the beast. You know, not only democracy, but the American way of life. You can bounce in and out. But once you take this MOTB, you're signing that contract. There is no out. All right, you're jumped in. You're gang now. When it comes down to this, and that's what they ultimately want. In order to even want to get this technology, you have to believe in the American way. You have to believe in science. You have to believe in, people can steal my money, cryptocurrency, cancer treatment. You're believing, you're sipping of their juice, and you totally believe in it. In order to get this permanently in you, you have to really believe in the system as this is your God. Because most people are not going to do it for any other reason. You know what I'm saying? But Jake, the bulk of our people, which are, godly people at the core, they're going to be forced into it, just like they were forced into what? This, the Jabberwocky, okay? How the bulk of the people believed in it. They ran to it. They embraced it, they pushed it, and the people that had no choice just went into it because the consensus gentium. If everybody believe it, then it must be true. And all it takes is not saying that the pandemic isn't real, but nobody ain't saying that it's not real, but it sure is a manufactured deal. But now they're attacking conspiracy and things like that. So we're under a microscope right now, so we have to monitor our words. But we're in a very beautiful time that everything is manifesting. Let's get this real quick. So we're gonna go into if I spelled it right. All right. Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 5. It says, For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay. And when you go into that word manifest, all right, it says clearly, the etymology is clearly revealed to the eye or the understanding, open to view or comprehension. Evident, okay? Proved by direct evidence, caught in the act, okay? So, for something to be evident, that goes back to the word, evidence and things like that. But evident is just plainly seen or perceived, manifest, obvious. Okay? So it says the end is going to manifest. It's not manifesting that Christianity is linked to this, that Christianity is the driving force, or sanctions is the driving force. It's not clear as day. It's not even walking in that remotely in that direction. Okay? There's no way. But when you're talking about how technology is going, you got hackers, you got people that get lost. There's child trafficking. There's phones. There's chips and cards, phones, computers. They're watching everything. There's 5G. There's sonar. There's Instagram. They're cross platforming, following you across platforms, meaning if you go on the internet and then look up boxing mitts on title.com, and then you go back to your Instagram and you're going to see a ad on there. Why? Because they're cross-platforming. They have the metaverse where they're combining all social media sites. Okay, the money system, they're getting away from cash because of the so-called pandemic. The coins and the paper is the easy way to transfer that, and then you can get robbed or whatever. And then you got the cards, and they're trying to get away from the cards because you got scammers. These people are creating a panic. They're creating a problem. The people react, and they provide a solution. They're showing people how to scam cards and do all that. So you're gonna want to use your QR codes, your cryptid, your chip. People don't swipe anymore. You just rather use the chip because it's encrypted and nobody can steal your money and things like that. You can use Apple AirTags to track your family members, your children, things of this nature. And people they're grooming people to be comfortable with the idea. Not only that, they're doing that through technology, but they're also doing it through culture. Okay, they're making the people one. Okay, as Antiochus attempted to do. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. This is all a grand scheme, a grand complex of a scheme to ultimately follow after your Nebuchadnezzar's, Antiochus's, to make one people one and to rule and govern over them. Okay, and that's the ultimate goal, because Esau he knows his fate. And this is what scoffers and Christians don't understand, because they don't go into prophecy. They don't know the end game to everything. So that's why they believe everybody can be saved, or any nation, not realizing that there's people, the reason that somebody needs to be saved is because there's a danger ahead. You need to be saved from something or someone. Okay? And the thing that the Israelites are needing to be saved from is the coming destruction of Babylon, or the daughter of Babylon. Okay? And we know who that is. Okay? And the reason it is going to be destroyed is because of its wickedness, as the Lord has destroyed many other countries and kingdoms, okay, for his wickedness, as he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, as he destroyed Egypt, okay, and destroyed all these great countries for reasons of what? Sinning. And what are they pushing right now? Just watching a video where they have a trans rally, or a party with kids are invited, and outside you got people with guns, holding up guns to protect this said event. This is the society we're in, where people don't know, where nobody knows what a gender is or anything. They're trying to group everything together: finances, even with these apartments and living, these apartments, to, you know, through the Spirit, this is just my own personal perspective, that no matter where you go now, all these apartments look the same. These new fashion style apartments, from Alaska all the way down to America, you can't tell me that there is this just universal architect that everybody is all of a sudden in league, and they have the same grand idea of creating the same fashion of apartments. This is all strategic, okay? So at the end of the day, you have nanotech. You have things that were in the Jabberwocky, that's of nanotech. You have technology where they're using robotics and to become as fluent as liquid, okay? To say that it's used for surgery. And simple people would just put it in themselves and say, hey, you know, well, yeah, I would rather do that than get cut open and mess up my beautiful skin or whatever, you know. Changing the things that is right within man and changing it upside down, man. Okay, women, the role of a woman, the role of a man, there isn't going to be any role. It's just going to be you do what you want. They want you to be able to lay what you want, lay with who you want, do what you want. They don't want any rules and borders that the Lord has set up. Okay? And ultimately, they're going to rule over everybody, or not going to. They want to rule over everybody because the Lord's going to interrupt their plans. Okay? Pursuant to the book of Isaiah, you know, it says that the Lord that they dream, and then upon their bed they want to, you know, do it, but the Lord's going to knock their sandwich out their hand, man. All right, and but their ultimate goal is to have everything unified and controlled, and they sit on the top, and they're gonna, you know, pretty much enslave the whole world. That's the whole goal for them. Okay, and people do not understand that. You know, y'all fighting with Esau and then not realizing that there's gonna get a time that, hey, they ain't gonna be worried about all this race and who can make it and who. They're gonna be worried about survival. You're gonna know who to stick with and do this and that. And those who don't will be thrust through. But I don't want to digress too much. It's a whole lot to what's going on, and the time is at hand. The place, Tree of Life, is planted, you know, and all we have to do is watch, man, and stand up on our watchtower and have faith and works until the second coming of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, so I just wanted to, you know, I kind of went through a lot of things with this, but I hope it was edifying on connecting some dots. And I'll just, you know, spiritually inspired to do this lesson based off of the post-production video of Elon Musk and the brain chip. You know, so scoffers could keep on talking, but it will manifest. At the end of the day, it has manifested, and it's going to manifest more, that they're going to lock everything down, try to unify everything, and try to create their own way, you know, of thinking and living, you know. Hey, shalom.